Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
Good old Midwest in the United States, but XRP has hit prices that we haven't seen it at in a few weeks. And don't forget, just several days or so ago, however long it's been, it was the end of the world. It was doomsday. Everybody in the market was in extreme fear. Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto asset class was going to be plunging further, yet here we are. Sentiment has shifted. There's renewed confidence certainly in XRP, but Bitcoin and the broader crypto markets. As far as it pertains to XRP specifically, I'm certainly noticing on social media an uptick in happy comments, let's say, all up on the Twitters where I tend to hang out. And it's good to see. You know what? Let's take the wins as we get them, whatever they are. It's not that this is absolutely gigantic, but considering the mindset people have been in for much of the last few weeks, yeah, happy to see this. We can take the celebrations along the way. So I just want to share with you some thoughts from myself and some analysts within the crypto space. There's this article from the Daily Hodl released earlier today talking about, the following. Here's the headline. Top analyst says XRP will pop after lawsuit, so I want to talk about that. There's also some information regarding a point that I'm happy to continue to bring up having to do with on-chain analytics, specifically with Bitcoin, which leads the market. This is from the Daily Hodl. Bitcoin trend reversal? On-chain analyst says... On-chain analyst looks at whale activity as Bitcoin soars above $40,000. So it's just been interesting seeing how humans are behaving, and if things are really going to get crashy and we're going to have a multi-year bear market, why are whales behaving differently than they were at this point in the last market cycle? So I don't know. These are questions worth pondering as far as I'm concerned. But before going any further ado, and to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, right before I hit record on this video, XRP was a little over 73 cents. At the time of recording this, it's like 72.5 cents, but don't mind seeing that. Now, here's the 24-hour chart. Look at this. It's just like a rocket ship. How far does this go back? So... call it within the last hour in particular, XRP just started out of nowhere just right. But see, that's how crypto is. And so fine, it's only several cents, but it's just a fair reminder, it's a worthwhile reminder that when things happen in crypto, they happen very quickly. So you can feel down and out as whatever crypto you're holding to trade sideways or down, or a mixture of the two for long periods of time, sometimes even years. You can feel down and out about it, but you don't control when it finally pops. But when it goes, sometimes it really goes. And so I don't know when, but I firmly believe that XRP will eventually hit its all-time high in enterprise discovery, however long that takes. I'm going to be patient, but I know all data for 13 years, going back to the beginning of Bitcoin being publicly traded, it's been trending up from the beginning and has not stopped. There's no indication that that's going to stop, even if we enter out of nowhere a bear market, even if it were a multi-year bear market. I could not be more optimistic. It doesn't make sense to be fearful. But anyway, good to see this. XRP, 72 cents. Hell, I'm going to freaking take it. And the market feels the same. Here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 45 out of 100. Just a week ago, mind you, it was at 20 out of 100. And 1 month ago, it was at 10 out of 100, as indicated on your screen right here. Again, it didn't make sense to be feeling those emotions, and yes, 45 out of 100, the way this chart goes, yes, they're labeling that as fear, but much lighter fear. You can see fear because, look, it's a yellow color instead of a scary orange color or an almost red color. That's very nice. It's just whatever's happening in the moment, that's what the people think is going to be happening forever. But look, it is good to see this. We'll take the little victories along the way. Actually, no, I want to highlight this real quick, too. I don't really want to read this article, but take a look at this headline. It's from Crypto Potato. Ripple price analysis. XRP rallies above 65 cents, but massive resistance awaits. This was just from this afternoon, folks. XRP around 65 cents, and noting that 70 cents is massive resistance. Well, it blasted through that within the last hour, didn't it? Happening very quickly. Not surprising. And so there you go, right up to over 73 cents at the time of recording. So look, your future people, who knows, maybe things are getting all crashy by the time you're listening to this. I don't know, but I don't mind seeing this. at all. And just to, if I could, just to bring home the point a little bit further, in terms of things just going whenever the hell they feel like it because you can't control the timing of markets, don't forget that last market cycle, XRP traded sideways for a long time. In fact, from May of 2017 towards until the middle of December 2017, XRP traded sideways while most of the altcoins in November and December were starting to rocket off. XRP didn't start going until the very latest of stages in that market cycle. But when it went from 27 cents to almost $4, and it was the best performing crypto in 2017. Literally the very best. Completely astonishing. And the people from the beginning of the market cycle, there were many people that had to hold for 3 or 4 plus years just to see that happen. Most people failed to do that. It's the people that are patient that end up being rewarded. So now take a look at this. This is from the Daily Hodl. Top analyst says XRP will pop after lawsuit. And so there's only a portion of this that I really felt like highlighting, but this is from an interview. What they're highlighting in this article is from an interview with Credible Crypto. Very popular chart analyst I highlight fairly regularly in videos where I'm talking about price. Now has over 300,000 followers on Twitter, and the piece reads as follows. Credible Crypto says that there are big fundamental reasons to hold XRP despite the ongoing downward price action. According to the crypto analyst, the lawsuit between Ripple Labs and the SEC, which was filed in December of 2020 on allegations that XRP was sold as an unregistered security, could ultimately provide regulatory clarity for the token while the rest of the space ends up in limbo. And by the way, I will pause just to note that I appreciate that even though Credible Crypto has a small percentage of his crypto holdings sectioned off so that he actually does trade with them, which I think is a horrible idea for the typical person because data shows that somewhere in the neighborhood of 90-95% of traders actually lose money, but because they don't know what the hell they're doing. He actually is all about fundamentals, primarily anyway, and the bulk of his crypto, it's actually in long-term storage. He doesn't get in and out of positions quickly at all. If he buys something, that means he's going to hold it for the long haul. And for me, I don't do any trading. I hold like 4 years on end. And so I've actually never cashed out into United States dollars, and I've never sold a single XRP in my entire life. And I've held it since November 2017, and I've gone through every up and every down since then, and I don't care. It doesn't emotionally bother me. But as far as the lawsuit heading this, well, look, I'm firm on my stance, and we'll see if I'm right or wrong. Potentially we'll have an opportunity to anyway. I think XRP runs with or without legal clarity. I think that it's going to move along with the rest of the market. It's provably the case, even if the price is artificially suppressed to some degree right now. I don't think people are going to care. When this thing goes, and understand that somewhere in the neighborhood of 90% of volume occurs outside of the United States anyway. Understand, XRP went to almost $4. It's not because of people in the United States. The people in the United States had a very small role to play in the price running to $4. It was mostly people living outside of the United States, just to be freaking clear. And so those people have full access to this, and when it starts running, the FOMO happens, and any sort of fundamental or any sort of scary narrative that's been out there, none of that's going to matter when the price starts running. That's what I firmly believe about this anyway. But anyway, here's a quote from Credible Crypto. The reason why I still hold such a massive amount of XRP despite the sluggish price action is that I now kind of see it as a hedge against the rest of the market. If this SEC lawsuit ends, and I think it will, I don't know when, but I think it will end ultimately favorably for Ripple and XRP, and when it does end, XRP will essentially be the only crypto asset with regulatory clarity in the United States. When the case does get settled, you can expect XRP's price to absolutely pop. So if you're waiting to hear the outcome of the case to jump in, you're going to be too late. So you're placing your bets right now, and if your bet pays off and XRP wins, XRP is going to rocket, and then everything else is at the mercy of the SEC, and we don't know what's going to happen. So let me pause and add something to this thought. The idea of the price going up to some degree, that seems highly probable to me. That would be my for fun guess. But if XRP hasn't hit its all-time high by then, and let's say, there's a settlement news tomorrow, hey, awesome, love to see it. Yeah, I would be willing to bet that XRP would start running, but would that be the catalyst to set XRP off to a trail where it in the short term hits its all-time high in interest price discovery? I'm not convinced of that. I would buy into the narrative that the idea that, yes, XRP starts moving to the upside and then it'll move down to whatever degree, there'll be a negative retracement, fine. But at some point after that, I still think you're going to see it move to the upside. So even if there's some sideways action after that, okay, fine. And that's why I always say, if you think in sufficient terms, in terms of time frame, if you zoom out on a chart, once this cycle's all said and done, you'll be able to see the trend to the upside. That's what I'm anticipating anyway. So I'm not convinced, like say this happens tomorrow, I'm not necessarily convinced that XRP just runs to its all-time high or something like that. But a tremendous rally to the upside, that wouldn't surprise me. I think that's a reasonable thing to speculate. But I would expect, because look, nothing goes up in a straight line forever. I would anticipate some sort of consolidation after downward price action, and then it would continue to the upside at some unknown point in the future. But basically, what I'm saying is, it's still dependent upon broadly what's happening with the rest of the crypto markets. Generally speaking, there can be outliers. For instance, Chainlink was one of the few cryptocurrencies that went on a massive rally during the crypto bear market, frankly, from 2018 until 2020. It jumped up insanely. So there are cryptos that run, but they're few and far between. And so, for XRP, I'm just saying it's much more likely to run and hit a new all-time high if we're still seeing that euphoric blow off top that we're all anticipating. I think most of us are anticipating at this point anyway. Then there's this tweet this afternoon from Credible Crypto. If my thesis is correct and Bitcoin is indeed starting its final fifth wave here, expect Bitcoin to steal the show, pump aggressively, alts to take an initial hit, but then rally/catch up just like we saw during the last two impulses. And so what he's citing there is when Bitcoin went from 3,000 to 14,000, and then also when it went from 12,000 to 65,000. So if altcoins do take it, or well, let me word it like this actually. If Bitcoin really does steal the show, it starts just ramping up, there have been a number of instances throughout the history of this asset class where that does result in money flowing out of altcoins into Bitcoin. I can't. I know people do what you want to do, but chasing whatever potential gains might remain in Bitcoin, given how far it's already gone in this market cycle, it just doesn't make sense to me. But people will behave how they behave. I'd rather go invest in the cryptocurrencies that have not had tremendous moves to the upside. But hey, we're all adults here. Everybody gets to make their own choice, right? So anyway, it is what it is. And then there was this. From the Daily Huddle, Bitcoin trend reversal? On-chain analyst looks at whale activity as Bitcoin soars above $40,000. And guys, I always find this on-chain analysis stuff to be very interesting, because there are three types of things that you can look at when deciding or speculating, even if it's just for fun, trying to figure out where might the market be going. You can look at technical analysis, you can look at fundamental analysis, and you can look at on-chain analytics. Well, you know me, I still think that at this point, fundamental analysis matters almost 0%. Not literally, it has some impact to some degree. There's a reason that XRP has been in the top 10 of cryptos in terms of market cap for the entirety of its existence. And so yes, I'm not saying that nobody cares about fundamentals. Some do, like I do, and perhaps you listening do care. I'm just saying that it's a very small piece of the pie in this immature market in 2022. On-chain analytics, I think it's underappreciated. That's why I like highlighting this stuff. It's worth seeing this, and specifically, yes, we're talking about Bitcoin here, but Bitcoin leads the market. So what are we actually going to see in 2022? Is Bitcoin actually in a bear market right now? I don't know for sure. I'm just saying that this behavior is peculiar if that is indeed the case. So take a look at this. A widely followed on-chain analyst says he's closely monitoring the buying activity of Bitcoin whales as Bitcoin continues to hold above $40,000. In a new Blockware Intelligence newsletter, Will Clemente says a new trend is emerging for Bitcoin whales, or entities holding over 1,000 Bitcoin, as the deep-pocketed crypto investors begin to gobble up Bitcoin after months of distribution. And here's a quote. Continuing to see whales holdings tick up after a multi-month downtrend. Watching over the next week or two to see if this trend continues. Looking promising thus far. This is one of the few on-chain metrics that provides us a peek into what's going on the demand side of the equation, end quote. Then the piece continues. Looking at the supply side of the equation, Clemente says short-term holders, or entities holding Bitcoin for less than 155 days, are responsible for most of the selling in the past few months. Is anyone surprised by that? What do you know? The people that are new and haven't held Bitcoin that long are responsible for most of the selling. Well, what do you know? Like I keep saying, the lemmings are panicking, jumping one after another off a cliff to their own demise. And fine, that's happening less today as people are getting much more excited as Bitcoin's been running up. Okay, yeah, fine. But still, this is the behavior. This is how they're acting, and it's stupid. STOOPID, stupid. That's how you spell it if you're stupid. And then the piece continues. He adds that short-term holders are still in pain as their cost basis hovers around this $47,000 area. Clemente highlights that Bitcoin must reclaim the key price level to generate bullish momentum in the higher time frame. And he goes on to cite some certain levels that he's looking at, including 47,000 as a level of importance. So here, let's go ahead and take a look at XRP before I wrap it. It looks like it's going down just a hair, 72.1 cents at the time I'm recording this. Still, hey, what a burst to the upside. Don't mind seeing it. So who knows? Oh, what a fun ride this is. I just don't understand how anyone, that's not true. I understand how people can feel how they feel and down and concerned and all that stuff.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.